this is going to be one of them, well, you should already know that prepper videos. Technology. Now, as you know from my, Doomsday Preppers episode, I was considering a EMP as a worst case scenario. Of course, the National Geographic people made it about the sun, which the thing that I was calling worst case scenario would have been a terrorist detonated type EMP, or a nuclear device is what I was talking about as being a worst case scenario. However, solar flares, hurricanes, stuff like that, we will have advanced warning if you pay attention. So this video is a basic review, not of any one particular model. Personally, I prefer the ones with the bigger screens on them because they are more useful. If you, I think Samsung makes one now that's a Note that's like a whole inch bigger than this one, and you get more usable reading space on it, which would probably be better than this one for information. Okay, there are many widgets, and in the info section I'm going to add a link to the NOAA space thing that you can sign up to get your own email alert. This is a portion of NOAA, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, people that get, all the TV stations get their weather from. Anyway, they also watch the sun, and the instant the sun puts out a flare, as soon as those satellites put out a flare above certain levels, or you get to choose what level you want to be notified at. But if an X-class flare goes off, it automatically sends out an email to everybody that subscribes. Say, hey, the sun just spit out an X-class flare, and it automatically comes to your email. And the nice thing about these is everybody carries them around with them. So now you say, well, what does that got to do with prepping? If you have advance notice, if you get notice that a flare has just gone up, that means you've got, let's pretend we have a X-class flare, X-22 heading for your Earth, happens about, 1 p.m. The vast majority of the public are not going to know anything about it till they get off of work, 4 p.m. If you got one of these, you've done already jumped the gun. You've got immediate notice. So if you have a plan, you say, hey, okay, this is coming, right? It could be a bank collapse or anything. I'm just using a solar flare as an example. That means you can go to the bank and pull your cash out before the other hordes of people make it to the bank and cause the bank to shut down. So what I'm saying is, you get early warning, which gives you extra time to make your last minute, preparations. You can have it. This one here, I've got this one set up for. I got things they call widgets on it. That it, as soon as I turn the phone on, it automatically looks at the price of gold. It shows the stock market, shows the volatility indexes, and so let's say I get up in the morning and I look at my phone and I say, hey, gold just jumped up $500 in just the last overnight. That is an immediate indicator that I need to start looking further into the news. You use technology for advanced warning. You may say, hey, the Madrid, you may be somewhere else. You may be over in North Carolina somewhere, and the Madrid fault has gone off here. You get an immediate alert. If you can find out about the situation, you can make your preparations sooner. If there's a monetary problem, let's say China dumps the dollar all of a sudden, for some reason, and hey, alert! You can sign up for an alert, and you get advance notice to go spend your cash before it becomes totally worthless. So using these smartphones properly, don't depend on them. I would not put all my knowledge and everything. Well, you can put it all on here, but I wouldn't. I would have a backup hard copy somewhere. These can be very useful to the modern day prepper. So yes, if you have an Android or an iPhone, this is the Android. Use it. Use it for information. Sign up for email alerts or text alerts. If there's a free service that has, hey, we'll text you if the stock market goes down below a certain level. I don't know. Set it for whatever you think, an indicator saying, hey, it dropped below this today. It's time to look at the news. My message went off. I got a message. Stock market down 500 points. So that tells me to go look at the news and see what's causing this to happen. It may be an indicator that you need to start the things rolling on your side. So the fart smartphone can be a valuable prepper tool. Not to mention they can put some fun stuff on it. You can read. I don't like these for reading. It works in a pinch. I still think the Kindle or the Barnes & Noble Nook are much better for reading if you want to read a book, but it could be done in a pinch. The battery life on these things suck. I really wish they would make a model of these that like the bigger one that had a bigger battery in it, and if you wanted to use it as a phone, get the Bluetooth. In other words, it would be a two-piece thing. That way you wouldn't be walking around with this thing up to your head. You have your headset and the phone separate. So you keep the phone in your pocket and you talk with the little Bluetooth headset. That's the ideal way to use one of these. Not to walk around with this thing. Not only does that do that, when you put your greasy skin on there, it messes up the board. So ideally with one of these, you would want to use a Bluetooth headset. And Plantronics makes some good ones. So get a quality Bluetooth headset for actual voice use. I'd say by next year's model, when the Galaxy 3 comes out, they're getting multi-processors in them. The voice recognition may be a little bit better by then. It'll have a little more horsepower. These right now are so-so. They're okay, not really that great. Need to get the voice recognition working better. 4G is good, but there's very few places that have 4G. Only in some of the bigger cities. I know T-Mobile, they advertise their 4G is so much faster, but that's only in the cities. You get riding across the country, and you're not going to get you back to old 3G. It'd be nice if some attorney could sue the cell phone manufacturers for false advertising, because they make it sound like, ooh, everybody's got 4G with it. Yeah, right. Most of the time what you'll get is your Wi-Fi. These things also pick up Wi-Fi. So, if you got Wi-Fi in your house, you can put Skype on it and actually make calls over the internet. And that way you don't use up your minutes. What else can I say about these phones? I'd say it's I wouldn't put it on the must-have prepper list. I would put it on the under useful tools list. This is a useful prepper tool to give you advanced warning. It couldn't hurt to know when to get that last $100 out of your bank. In other words, something's on the way, get it out of the bank. You can also plan some routes while the technology is working, while the cell phone towers are up. It's okay, but it's not on the top of the list, but it is a nice to have thing. If you can get a good deal, like this one is the Epic 4G Touch on Amazon right now. It's only $49 if you get a contract. What happened is they were coming out with the Samsung Epic 3, So the Epic 2 went down in price. You know, it's like, oh, we're coming out with the next generation, so we want to dump the older one. So it came down in price. So if you want one of those Samsung Epic 3s or Samsung 3s, wait till this time next year, and its price will come down when the Samsung number 4 comes out. So that's it. That's it. Had to make another video, otherwise if I don't start making videos, I won't have enough money to give away more pressure canners. I'll see y'all later.